Hello, it is Wednesday, August 14th, 2024. I'm Chris Bremo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword, which means it's time to solve a midweek, mid-difficulty themed puzzle. And this midweek, mid-difficulty themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Alex, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster, the incorrigible Sheila Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the 5 of them. They're benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they support this channel. They keep it going. They make it a sustainable part of my daily work. And for that, I'm very grateful. And I really do appreciate those efforts. Thank you so much to those 5. Thanks to everybody who's a patron of the channel at any level. If you'd like to become one yourself, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve, where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors, like those 5, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug, the Daily Solve official mug, that's available as well. Thank you again to all of the patrons. Thanks if you subscribe as well on YouTube. That is a big help. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. So with that all said, let's get on to today's crossword by Samuel A. Donaldson, who's constructed, I think, a few dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It will have a theme. Let's find out what it is, and let's start solving. When the stage direction "Enter 3 witches" appears in Macbeth, well, that's Act 1, so let's try that and see if it works. Last members of relay teams. I don't know. It's usually the 4th one. I'm not sure what we're looking for here. Last members of relay teams. I don't know. Fill as with crayon. Color in. Yeah, that looks good. Acknowledged applause. Took a bow, maybe. Yeah, that would make sense. And many residents of Nunavut. Inuits, maybe. Geographically, that would make sense to me, up, far north of North America. Let's see if that works. High time, yes, high noon, indeed. That looks good. And 7th heaven, cloud 9? No. Okay, that's surprising. This really looks like it would be cloud, doesn't it? Last members of relay teams. Oh, were they called anchors, maybe? I'm not familiar enough with this terminology, but it feels plausible. Let's see. Virginia Tech athletes. Okay, I have no idea what athletes from Virginia Tech are called. Preach, maybe. Could be to orate, to deliver an address. Barbecue joint offering. You might buy ribs at a barbecue restaurant. And Snow Caps movie treat. Don't think I've ever had them, but I at least recognize the name in this sort of commercial spelling of SNO for snow. So I think that's right. Okay, so that all looks good. So this really does look like Cloud 9, doesn't it? And it makes sense, too. I mean, 7th heaven, Cloud 9, the numbers, and there are other things highlighted, so probably things dealing with numbers. But I don't know why it doesn't fit. Let's look at this. Ruby of a raisin in the sun. Oh, is it D? D-E-E? I think that's right. Virginia Tech athletes. Hokies, I guess. I mean, if we have the rest of it filled in, it's almost certainly going to be an S at the end because athletes is pluralized. Comedians collections. Bits, collection of bits or sets, maybe? Well, either one ends with T. Huh. 7th heaven. So, just in case this phrase isn't known to everybody, 7th heaven means elation, happiness, joy, and so does Cloud 9. If you could say, I'm in 7th heaven, I'm on Cloud 9, I'm utterly overjoyed, I'm elated. But I don't see what this is doing. Okay, good one. Ha, maybe? Well, if that were ha, as in a laugh, this would be Cloud 3. Why would that be the case? Could be something like square roots. Cloud 9, 3 is the square root of 9. I have no idea if that's remotely useful. I can't decide if I want to peek at the other highlighted answers to get some help here. I don't know. Blunder. Oh, well, blunder, to make a mistake, to err. So, yeah, maybe it is Cloud 3. Weird. Comedians collections, mower houses, sheds. You might put a lawnmower in a shed. So this is sets, not bits. There we go, the comedian's collection. So a comedy set, itself a collection of bits. Like abandoned malls, eerie. Oh, this isn't ha, it's heh. Sort of a more of a restrained laugh. Okay, so abandoned malls might be eerie. I suppose that would be true. Pump option. So this is gasoline or petrol, diesel, one category of fuel. All right. Note by a poor grade, see me, a teacher might write. We need to discuss this poor performance. So it is cloud 3. Okay, so what do we think it is? Do we think it's square root? Do we think it's -6 or divided by 3? I think divided by 3 is the least likely. But it could be. I guess I don't know why I think it's the least likely. It could just as easily be that. Texting format in brief, SMS for, I think, simple messaging service, something like that, which is what texting is. Instantly unhip. So lame or something? I don't know. March Madness round. Oh, no, I was going to say another 3 something, but you wouldn't have, there's no round of 3 in a tournament. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, sweet 4. Oh, it is square root. It is square root because sweet 16 is, if you've got round of, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1 going to the finals of a tournament, you could have the sweet 16. But here it seems that maybe we're performing the square root operation on these phrases. So cloud 3 rather than 9, sweet 4 rather than 16. I think that's what's going on. We'll see. Instantly unhip. Stayed or stolid doesn't really. I don't know. Angle. I'm not sure. Well, what do you know? Bang on or something? Bang on. That's exactly right. What do you know? Well, no, doesn't really work. Tegan and Sarah, e.g. I think that's I would guess maybe pop duo. That those are musicians. So pop duo would make sense. If you admit to something, you cop to it. So cops to, admits to. Oh, and just because I don't think I've mentioned it recently, this parenthetical to means we're going to apply the to not just to the clue, admits to something, but also to the answer as well. So it's admits to, but also cops to. Just makes it a little easier to think about how the word matches. Chain with a 2x2x2 breakfast combo. This in itself doesn't mean anything to me, but there certainly is a breakfast restaurant chain called IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. So I think that'll be it. Employer of Carrie Matheson on Homeland for short. I have seen a few episodes of this, and as I recall, it involves the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. That'll be that. That's probably is it Claire Danes, I think, who's in that show? Probably the Claire Danes character. Purina rival Alpo, these are pet foods. Well, what do you know? Oh, look, what do you know? Trackable scents, spores, SPOOR, is a trackable scent that, maybe a bloodhound or something might track. All right, so lead into meter odometer, which tracks distance. Okay, big name in Greek, yogurt. Oh, this looks familiar. Is it onkos, maybe? I think it starts with an O. No, oikos, maybe? O-I? Angle. I don't know. I don't confidently remember this. But I do think it starts with an O. Instantly unhip. Stodgy, maybe. Why instantly, though? Why not just unhip? I think I'm missing something about this with the instantly. I'm missing a closer match. Church founded by Joseph Smith for short. Okay, but the D does work here because Joseph Smith founded the Mormon Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as I think it's properly known, or LDS for Latter-day Saints. So that, I'm pretty confident, is correct. Angle. Oh, to angle for a compliment, to fish for a compliment, that kind of thing. I'm angling for an inn here. I'm fishing. That might be it. So that would be oikos. I might be mispronouncing that. Apologies if so. But that looks good. And then GH looks fine. Beatles hit written by a teenage Paul McCartney. when I'm 8, right? From when I'm 64. So, yeah, again, further confirmation that we're dealing with square roots here. All right. So, yeah, it's unbelievable how much of the Beatles, how far the Beatles got when they were incredibly young. It's absolutely ludicrous. Anyway, like a wet noodle is limp, I suppose. There we go. Major League, question mark. Major League. I'm not sure what that one's getting at just yet. Obviously a pun, but I can't quite see it. Okay, iPhone speaker. Siri. Yeah, because she speaks through the iPhone. All right. Retail giant headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. I have no idea. Thermostat piece. A dial. Yeah, you turn the dial on the thermostat to adjust the intended temperature. All right. So what is this? Retail giant. Oh, Walmart it must be. Okay, so that's headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. All right, well, there we go. Gym rep, a curl. You might do reps of a biceps curl maybe. 2021 sci-fi epic nominated for Best Picture. Must have been Dune. There we go. A Denis Villeneuve film. Evergreens with fragrant wood. Cedars have fragrant wood. Nice scent. There we go, but not a spore because you wouldn't hunt one. Dedicated work is an ode. There we go. The official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, the ode. You might dedicate an ode on a Grecian urn, that kind of thing. All right, and one making a bed, perhaps. A home? No. Not sure. Making a bed, perhaps. Maybe a hoer, as in a flower bed. You're hoeing the soil. I'm going to try it. It's a bit of an awkward word, but let's try it and see. Yeah, that works, because like a go-getter is, if you have a type A personality, you could be a sort of go-getting extroverted person. All right, bigwig, top dog, maybe? Let's try that and see. Oh, right, this is our revealer. With 56 across, hairstylist's observation. Right, okay, so something about roots. That also applies to 17, 25, and 34 across. Okay, well, it's definitely something roots. Hairstylist's observation. His or her observation would be over root. I don't really know. Let's see what this is. Top dog could be wrong. What about this one? Bro's greeting. Yo dog, maybe? Sort of spelled this way. It's a term of I was going to say term of endearment, but sort of, mode of greeting. Let's see. St. Louis summer setting. Is that Central Time? Not actually sure. I think it probably is Central Daylight Time. I would guess that is. Bigwig. Oh, a tycoon. Right. Okay, there we go. It's not, it wasn't whatever I had, Top Cat, I think. Okay, so your roots, maybe? It's not really an observation, is it? Your roots. Nothing's being, I don't quite follow that. If someone just said, your roots, you wouldn't say, interesting observation. You'd say, what about them? So I might be missing something. Stages, no, it is that, because stages as a play puts on. Right, okay, sorry, what am I missing? Oh, with 56 across, I'm missing the rest of the phrase. Okay, so your roots are something? Poker variant with 4 hole cards. Okay, well, it must be, I don't actually know what that implies, but it must be Omaha because that's a variant of poker. Went on the road. If one went on the road, one... I don't know, journeyed, I can't think what this is. Dallas School, well, it probably ends with a U for university. Is that Southern Methodist University, maybe? Is that in Dallas? Could be. Went on the road. Oh, toured. Oh, right. So a band went on a road. A band toured, went on tour. That's what it is. So word following sand or steel. Sand trap or steel trap are both phrases. There we go. A sand trap on a golf course, for instance, and a steel trap is I think, honestly, mainly used in the metaphor, a mind like a steel trap. A simile, I guess. Significant stretches are eras. Significant stretches of time are eras. And major league is the army? Oh, right, because you have majors in the army. So what's the league bit? Army. League. Is it sort of a league of majors? There might be a cleverer way to read that than I'm doing, but we basically get it. All right, well, there we go. Dethrone, to oust someone, to dethrone them, to push them out of office in some fashion. Uno plus due would be tre, so there we go. We've got Italian simple mathematics. And then gym bag, oh, this isn't yo dog. Okay, so once again, that's wrong. Oh, and I didn't even notice that oust was misspelled. This is yo dude, same idea, different word. Okay, there we go, fine. So gym bag emanation is odor. There we go. Wait, didn't we have odor referenced? No, we had sense referenced here. Okay. And then here, leaks of reality TV. I've never heard of this person. Is her name pronounced like the bird, Nene? Or is it something else, Nini or Neen? I don't know how their name's pronounced, but there we go. It must be the answer because I'm at this point confident in the rest. All right, pre-printed word on some name tags. Hello is often printed on name tags. And here we have blank Lilly and Company, Eli Lilly and Company, which I think, is that a pharmaceutical company or maybe some kind of chemicals company? Something like that, but at least I recognize the name. Mo procedure, slow-mo is in the phrase slow motion, the abbreviated form of slow motion. All right, so long in Sevilla, adios, goodbye, in Spanish. Vietnamese soups could be fuzz, seems pretty likely. And Wilbur to Fern in Charlotte's Web. Wilbur to Fern. Wilbur was the pig, right? Piglet, but why specifically to Fern? Who's Fern? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember the characters well enough. I'll have to leave it for now. So your roots are showing. Right, okay. Your roots are showing. So this is referencing, I suppose, if you've had your hair dye and your roots are coming through in their original color. But in this case, we see that our square roots mathematically are showing. So, and we've already understood how that works, but there we go. That's the reveal. A very clever theme today. I like that a lot. In excelsis Deo. There we go. Which I assume essentially means something like glory to God. But that'll be the answer. Keep climbing airline. I don't recognize this slogan at all, I must admit, but an airline in a U.S. crossword in 5 letters starting with a D, surely is Delta, one of the major U.S. airlines. And then Wilbur to Fern in Charlotte's Web. Oh, pet pig, it'll be. Okay, at least I think that's probably the case. Let's look at this and find out. Lose in a log rolling match, say, would be to get wet, I suppose, if you're doing kind of log rolling on a river or a lake or something, and you lose, it's because you fell in, you got wet. So I think that's the answer. Composer blank Carlo Menotti. I think this is the composer of Amal and the Night. I always forget if it's Amal and the Night Watchers or Amal and the Night Visitors. I think it's Visitors. But what is it? Gino Carlo Menotti? I don't remember his first name. Part of a car's exhaust system. Tailpipe. There we go. Morning hours would be AMs, anti-meridian, early morning, or the pre-noon hours. Afternoon attraction would be, not sure. And obtained informally. If you obtained something informally, you snagged it. So that'll be right. Oh, Giancarlo Menotti. That'll be it. Afternoon attraction. A matinee. Right. So a matinee showing of a film or, some other performance. There we go. That'll be it. And then Olympic blade is an épée. There we go. Fencing sword. And then to be prepared to drive would be to... No, it's not to be prepared to drive. It's if you prepared to drive in the sense of a golf drive, you teed, you put the ball on a tee and you teed up. So I think that's right. And then there we go. That was the Wednesday crossword. Your roots are showing. A very clever very clever theme today, featuring 3 thematically relevant and mathematically appropriate answers. So we had Seventh Heaven translating to Cloud 9, which, when our operation is applied, becomes Cloud 3. We had March Madness Round, Sweet 16 becomes Sweet 4. And finally, the Beatles hit written by a teenage Paul McCartney, When I'm 64, becomes When I'm 8, which is certainly a different kind of, so this feels like a version of it you'd see on Sesame Street or something, When I'm 8. Anyway, that was the crossword. Very nice. I really like that theme. Only 3 theme answers, but we got a 2-part revealer to compensate for that. So still, we had 5 total answers overall. Anyway, very nice. I think that worked very well. Let me know how long it took you to catch on. I'm glad I at least thought of it early on, and then it was, after Suite 4, I guess, that it was confirmed. So let me know how you fared with this one, and I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday edition. Could be a trickier, more intricate theme. We'll just have to find out. Join me for that, but until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.